What is good, YouTube? It's Jay Coffee Talk back with another one, guys. And you see the date, March 9th.
The greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th.
And you hear the words of the Cannabis on the legendary diss track, Second Round KO. The greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. Rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. It's wild. We're coming up on a quarter century, just short of a quarter century since the murder of Biggie. And, rest in peace, Big. We've discussed Biggie Smalls, so much. There's been docu-series, biopics, albums in his honor, songs. You know what I mean? Like, Biggie has been discussed a lot. So, yes, it is the death date, anniversary death date of Biggie. But no disrespect to Big, I just wanted to talk about another artist who played a big part in Biggie's career and Bad Boy Records. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about Craig Mack.
MTV Raps, and we up in the house that these bad boys built, you know what I'm saying? Puffy and crew. So Puffy.
This is my crew than me.
This is family.
Artists always first, baby.
Puffy, take it away.
Check it out. This is my man, the Notorious B.I.G.
What's the deal? What's going on?
This is my man, Craig Mack.
Ah.
It's my foundation, you know what I'm saying? It's my life right here. We all need each other to live and breathe, and that's the way we treat each other.
Tell me.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack. And listen, on Jay Coffee Talk, if you guys rock with me, you follow the channel, you guys know I like to, root for the underdogs, cover the underdogs. I don't know that I'd necessarily consider Craig Mack an underdog, but, he's kind of forgotten in a sense. Rest in peace. It's just a sad state of affairs when it comes to Craig Mack, in a sense, in many ways. And I'm going to highlight that in the video. But you know what I mean? That's what I do on this channel. I try to get to some stories and stuff like that that don't always get light shed on it. Now, like I said, Craig Mack played a big part in Biggie and Bad Boy. If you remember, Flavor in Your Ear was a banger. And, the remix was a big appearance for Biggie as far as to the masses and help getting his career going. And, Busta Rhymes, as a solo artist, that was a big deal, a big moment in his career as well. We had seen him in Leaders of the New School and everything, but that helped push Busta Rhymes' career as well. Now, if you remember way back, right, when Diddy was out trying to make moves, running around trying to get Bad Boy Records off the ground, get Biggie Smalls out there and make history, the Big Mac campaign was a big deal, and Craig Mack was a part of that as well. It was dope. You know what I mean? You got Big, obviously, Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die, and then Mack, Craig Mack, Project Funk the World. And, with the documentaries and the biopics, we never know exactly how accurate they are. But I'm sure you guys remember a scene from Notorious, because where Big was growing kind of agitated and impatient with Puff, where Puff just kept telling him, yo, listen, man, just relax, stay out of trouble. I'm trying to put some things together. We're going to make history here. Puff came to Biggie and showed him the Big Mac and showed him, a check that he had got when he took that campaign. That was a genius marketing campaign. I think that was dope, man. Hit the comments, guys, if you remember that. It really changed the game, and Craig Mack was a big part of that. Like I said, Flavor in Your Ear was a banger. Now, Craig Mack was actually the first artist in reality on Bad Boy Records, right? When you think of Bad Boy, you think of a Biggie, no question. But Craig Mack was actually the first artist in their albums. Big and Craig Mack's albums almost dropped simultaneously. I think Biggie's album ended up coming out like a week earlier. And, obviously, Ready to Die made crazy history, one of the dopest albums of all time. And Craig Mack almost kind of got overshadowed and forgotten about. That album was huge for him. His album was huge as well. But, he kind of got lost in the shuffle. And, there was an interview out there where Diddy actually says, that Craig Mack's second album was going to come out soon. It was in the works, but it never happened. That's what I mean. It's a sad state of affairs with Craig Mack, you know, involved in making history like this. But then the second album ends up coming out years later, not on Bad Boy Records, doesn't really, you know, move units like that or catch anyone's attention. And then more or less, Craig Mack just kind of disappeared into the abyss. You know what I mean? Now, right around 2000, there was a couple times where it seemed like Craig Mack's career could get back to jumping. You know, there was a song that he had, Wooden Horse, you know, the one where it's like, has the Sinatra, Oops, There Goes Another, Rubber Tree Plant or whatever. It was on that Martin Lawrence, Danny DeVito movie, What's the Worst That Could Happen? You know, he had some other songs that you guys may have heard circulating around back then. And it seemed like it could be maybe a resurgence to his career. And also right around 2002, which I was really amped for in a major moment. You know, it was a Bad Boy Records anniversary date. I forget what milestone or year it was, but they put out the We Invented the Remix album. And the hardest track on that album, in my opinion, and just one of my favorite songs I like to listen to all the time, the Special Delivery remix with G-Dep, Keith Murray, Ghostface, and Craig Mack. Craig Mack killed it. You know what I mean? He spit some bars that he was back. He was going to make a comeback. And it was a dope video, too. You know what I mean? It was like, as we talked about, how historical Flavor in Your Ear and the remix was. The video to the Special Delivery remix almost kind of was like an homage or a sequel, you know what I mean, to the Flavor in Your Ear remix. And we're seeing Craig Mack make appearances in other Bad Boy videos with Puff and stuff, and it looks like he's back. Well, nothing never came from that. He ends up sadly once again fading away. There is a mixtape out there released at some point, at which I actually think it's more recent, right around the time of his death. I don't believe it was after his death. I don't know. But anyways, he fades back into nothing. You know what I mean? Like, he's gone. It looked like he was primed for the comeback, but nothing comes from it. And then some years later, and we're talking some years later, like 10 years later, maybe more, Diddy is doing, you know, a Bad Boy reunion tour. And I remember it blew my mind when I seen this. Craig Mack's basically been MIA. And you know how 50 Cent likes to troll people on Instagram. Him and Puff are kind of going back and forth. You know, it started out over like them promoting their liquors against each other. But you know how Fifth gets, he starts taking shots at people. And he put up a post about how all, you know, former Bad Boy artists, y'all know how they say about Diddy, you know, it's like dancing with the devil. Things don't go so well for a lot of these former artists. You know, Mace, Shine, G-Dep turned himself in for, you know, a murder. Shine did some time. Loon did some time and just came home. Black Rob actually did some time. You know what I mean? Things go bad for these guys. But a few of them still ended up, you know, taking part in the Bad Boy reunion tour. Mace, Shine via satellite from Belize. You know what I mean? But Craig Mack was MIA. And 50 shared this footage of Craig Mack. And, you know, along with pictures of Mace and Shine when they had really got into their faith. We saw something similar from Craig Mack.
Remember I told you, Craig Mack?
Yeah. Amen.
You people out there listen to me? Craig Mack, you know, when he first came around, he really didn't want anybody to know where he was.
Right.
Well, I tell you, boy, it is now, what do they call that, Wiki Pig? Wiki Pig. Brother Stare, I saw up on Wikipedia that Craig Mack has joined the Overcome Ministry. Is that true? Well, no, Craig Mack is dead. We have somebody, it used to be Craig Mack, and he didn't join anything. God joined him. Well, the difference, you see. I believe I'll testify. Well, I got the chance. Now, he can speak for himself. What is your name, sir?
My name is Craig Mack.
And what did you used to do when you was in the world?
Wickedness.
Wicked. Oh, okay. And what are you doing now?
Righteousness.
Whoa, hallelujah. Glory to God. So you see, Craig Mack didn't join himself. God joined him. They got upset because I called you boy.
Yeah. Amen.
Hello, boy.
Hello.
Amen.
Right.
Yeah, the man, Craig Mack, had to become a boy.
Oh, boy. That's right.
He had to become converted, become as a little boy.
And it was just really strange, really bizarre what's going on here with Craig Mack. He's in this, church that a lot of people are describing as a cult in South Carolina called the Overcomer Ministry. And that's basically what Fifth was saying. He was like, Diddy, you are the devil. No one ever is the same after they fuck with you. Look at Mace had to find the Lord. Shine had to get into his faith. And look at Craig Mack. All these years later, you're doing this reunion tour. And here's a guy that was a big part of Bad Boy Records. And what is he doing? He's living in some cult. And I don't know. You guys hit the comments and let me know what you think about this. We're only going by what we hear from people saying about this commune. That they describe as a cult. But that energy, something just felt off about that Craig Mack footage. It just didn't feel right. And, he ended up rapping. There's some footage you can find out there where he did like a testimonial and he rapped. And you heard what he was saying about, his former life as a rapper, that he was involved in wickedness and things like that, wickedness and destruction. And now he was saved. And it's just like, man, I swear, like everyone who fucks with Diddy really goes through it. But really, guys, comment. Let me know what you think about this with Craig Mack, what happened here. And then some years later, we hear maybe 5, 6 years, 4 years. I can't remember exact dates, but some years after this footage, we hear that Craig Mack passed away of, heart failure. And, it was very sad news. Some people, Eric Sermon and some other artists out there that knew Craig Mack, and had a relationship with him, said that Craig reached out and let them know that he had been sick. He wanted to get his affairs in order and, get some closure, whatever he wanted, and let them know his situation, that he was sick. So once again, rest in peace to Craig Mack. But peep it, this is what really bothers me. Look at Craig Mack's gravesite. Look at how he's buried. Like, I mean, listen, I know Craig Mack had given himself to the Lord and everything. And, material things and money are not everything. And believe me, I'm not that way either. I'm not all about flossing and stuff. It's nice to have nice things. But, at the end of the day, those things don't really mean much. And, money definitely is not everything and is like, for the root of all evil, pretty much, for the most part. That statement is true. But still, with all that being said, seeing Craig Mack, a man that was involved in getting Bad Boy Records off the ground, helping, propel Biggie Smalls' career to next levels, like we said, Busta Rhymes, and, seeing him buried in this gravesite just bothers me. You know what I mean? It just looks like a headstone that just, I don't know, like someone just got cement and poured it in a little mold, and then, his name and his date of his death and birth and everything, like, it just looks like it was written kind of like if you were walking down the sidewalk and you saw some wet cement and you put like, such and such was here and put the date or whatever. That's what his headstone looks like. And I don't know, this just don't seem right. It seems very sad, You know what I mean? Money is not everything, but I feel like someone could have, reached out and gave him a proper burial. I mean, I don't know. Maybe is this what he wanted? Did he want nothing to do with any of the people from his past life or something? I don't know, but this just doesn't seem right to me, and once again, no disrespect to the memory of Craig Mack, but this just don't sit right with me, and the reports of a lot of people calling this a cult and everything, from my understanding, this commune or whatever, he's buried in a cemetery that they just kind of have raid on their property, from my understanding, you know. And it's just very strange too, because there were reports that Craig Mack's family was worried about him and everything, and there was a lot of discussions that people didn't trust this church. And then here we have Craig Mack just buried in this grave like this with this headstone. I don't know. You guys hit the comments. Let me know if that don't seem right to you as well. Let me know your thoughts on this whole video about Craig Mack, his career, all that. And that's all I got on this one, guys. Like I said, it was, 24 years since the passing of Biggie. We discussed Biggie a lot. I thought, man, let's talk about Craig Mack. So new viewers, subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about it all in the comments. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Have a great day, everyone. Peace.